reflection of a tree. The exact same tree, but it's facing the opposite direction, right? It's reflected over that line where the land hits the water. That's your line of reflection there. All right, so the problem you did for your warm-up was problem 3 in the notes. Problem 3 in the notes. Okay, I got a couple of messages. Thank you. Someone said they subscribed and made their brother also subscribe. Thank you. Maybe I will hit that 1,000 by the end of the semester. I'm at 335 right now, I think. So thank you. I appreciate that. So we are reflecting on the y-axis. So the y-axis is right here. So the first thing you should do, this is the steps that I did. The first thing you should do is put a highlight on your axis. I'm sorry, on your on the y-axis, because that is your line of reflection. Right? That's your mirror. So you're going to be going side to side. Those of you that are doing up and down, you were doing the x-axis. This is the y-axis. So let's plot our original. Let's plot the trapezoid FGHI. So F is -5. 2, 3, 4, 5, -2. So there's F. G is -2, -2. So backwards 2, down 2. There's G. H is 0, so I don't go left or right, and then down 6. 1, 2, come on. 1, 2, 3, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. There's H. And then I is -8, -6. So I'm going to go backwards 8, down 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's my I. So if I connect those, and I think most of you did this. I think every picture I saw, you got the first picture correct. So you're good. You got this correct. But some of you reflected this way. And then I saw the figure like this. Now that's a great reflection. If I saw this, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good reflection. But you reflected it over the wrong line. We need to reflect it this way. Okay, so now let's look closely. How do I reflect it that way? Well, let's count. First of all, you see H? H is on the line. So if H is on the line, that means it's 0 away from the line, right? It's 0 away from the mirror. So that means my H prime, my new H, is also going to be 0 away from the mirror. So H prime is also in the same spot, because they're both, it's kind of like if you put your finger on a mirror, the point, everything else is reflected on the other side, but the point where your finger is touching the mirror, that point, it's the same on both sides. So H and H prime are the same. Because they're 0 away from that line. G is how far from the line? It's 2 units. So I'm going to go 2 units in the opposite direction. And there's my new G, or G prime. F is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 units away. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to my new F. So there's my new F, which is called F prime. And if we look at I is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 away. Now these orange lines that I'm drawing, you don't have to draw this. This is just me counting and showing you what I'm counting, okay? So these orange lines that I'm drawing right here, you don't have to draw those. I'm just drawing those so you can see how far away it is. Okay, so I is 8 away from the mirror, or from the line of reflection. So I'm going to go 8 in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And my new I is over here. This is I prime. And so let's connect those dots. There you go. And if you notice, H and H prime are the same point. They're both on that mirror. They're both on the axis. So it just stays there. It's 0 away from the middle. So H prime is 0 away from the middle. Okay. And so let's plot those points. What's f prime? Let's look at f prime. F prime is, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 2. So forward 5 and down 2. So that's 5, negative 2. G is forward 2, down 2. So 2, negative 2. Mister, you're moving too much. I'll keep it still in a second. I'm just doing the work right now. 2, negative 2. H prime. Well, H prime is the same as H, right? I don't go forward or backward any. I just go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 0, negative 6. 0, because I don't go anything on the x-axis, and negative 6 because I go down on the y-axis. And then I prime, that's the farthest one away. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. So 8 forward, 6 down. So that's 8, negative 6. Okay, so there's your answer. And if you want to do the work, it is on your notes, number 3. So I'll give you a minute to copy that. All right, about 5 more seconds to copy this. Are there any questions? Oh, look at that. That's your son? Oh, what's his name? Everyone see the dog on there? Oh. His name's Diogi? Oh, Draco. Is it Draco or Draco? Like Dracula, but short for Draco. Drago. Draco. Oh, how cute. See? See how nice? Let's have our cameras on, guys. We need to have our cameras. Tomorrow we're having our cameras on, right? So if you want to bring a pet on camera or a younger sibling or something, you know, brother, sister, that's fine. You can do that. All right. Oh, that was nice. That was really nice. I feel like a human again. I actually saw a dog, but still, I saw something on screen. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Awesome. That's the class dog now. All right. Are there any questions on this, on how to reflect? Those of you that did it the wrong way, do you understand what you did wrong? This is why I recommend always drawing the line of reflection first. So to put a highlight of where you're going to reflect over, so you know if you're going to go sideways or up and down. So those of you that made that mistake, it's okay. Making a mistake is okay. Right? And then you go backwards. Sorry, you go across side to side instead of doing it up and down. All right, everyone good? Are we all good on how to use the X and Y axis as our line of reflection? Because now we're going to move on to other vertical and horizontal lines. So it's still going to be vertical or horizontal lines, but it's not going to be the X and Y axis. It's going to be other vertical or horizontal lines. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Again, you're like, Mister, what do you mean by that? What are you talking about? You put X equals number, Y equals number before. What does that mean? Let me show you. So let's do an example. So here we go. So we have a triangle JKL, and they tell us the points. And they tell us that line of reflection is X equals 4. So what does that mean? What does X equals 4 mean? Let me tell you what that means, because some of you still get confused. Some of you like, Mister, X equals a number or Y equals a number. I get confused. Which one's vertical? Which one's horizontal? Let me show you a way so you don't have to memorize. Okay, because memorizing is the worst. That means you're not learning it. That means you're just being a robot. You're just memorizing, right? You need to actually understand what's going on. So let's think about X equals 4. So let's go to X equals 4. So where is X equals 4? X equals 4 is, this is 1, that's 2, that's 3. X equals 4 is right here. So what X equals 4 means is you go to X equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go to x equals 4 and you stay there forever. That means I can't go to x equals 5. I can't go to x equals 6. I'm at x equals 4 means x equals 4 always. And so if I'm going to stay there always, that means I'm always going to be there. So I'm just living on this line, and it's a vertical line. Those of you that do want to memorize and say, Mister, I kind of do want to memorize it. So just if you want to memorize it, x equals equations, right? X equals equations are vertical, and y equals equations. Oops, where are they? Y equals equations are horizontal. Okay? But if you don't want to memorize, just think, okay, x equals 4 means I go to 4 and I stay there forever. So I just stay in that spot forever. Okay? I can't go sideways. I cannot go sideways. I have to just stay in that spot up and down. So that is my line of reflection. Okay? That's the most important part. That is the most important part of reflections. When you reflect, you have to know what you're reflecting over. If you don't know what you're reflecting over, you can't do it. So that's the first thing you should always do. So x equals 4 is a vertical line at x equals 4. So now let's plot our original image. Now it's a piece of cake. J is 1, -1. So 1, -1, there's J. K is 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's K. And L is 3, -2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So there's L. So there's my triangle. Easy peasy. So we just draw the original triangle. So now I want to draw the reflection. So now that we know what we're reflecting over, let's just count how far each point is from that line. So L is 1 point. So let's go, 1 unit. So let's go 1 unit in the opposite direction. So my new L is right there, L prime. J is 1, 2, 3, 3 units from the line of reflection. So we go 1, 2, 3 units this way. And that's my new J, or J prime. And then K is 1, 2, 2 units away from the line. So we go 2 units in the opposite direction. 1, 2. And there's my new K, K prime. And then connect the dots. There you go. There you go. So now let's plot those points. Let's see. What is J prime? J prime is, what's the coordinates of J prime? J prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 forward and 1 down. 7 forward and 1 down. So J prime is 7 and 1 down, -1. K prime. K prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forward and 1, 2, 3 up. So 6 forward and 3 up. So that's 6, 3. 6, 3, because I go 6 on the x-axis and 3 on the y-axis. And L prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forward and 1, 2 down. So 5, -2. 5 on the x-axis, -2 on the y-axis. And that is it. So now we are doing the same exact thing. We're doing the same exact thing, but now we're looking at this. We're looking at an equation. Okay, we're looking at an equation, and the equation tells us what our line is. X equals 4 means I go to x equals 4 and I stay there. So it's a vertical line. And that's my line of reflection. Okay, I'll give you a minute to copy that down, or 2. If you need me to zoom in, if it's too blurry, let me know. And again, if the presentation is too blurry, I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't fix it. It's my internet. It's your internet. It's both of ours. Of course, it's Zoom too. Zoom does downgrade our video, which I don't like that it does that. But the videos I put right after class, I upload them. It takes about an hour or so, sometimes a little slower because YouTube is processing a lot of videos. I don't know what the number is, but YouTube processes a lot of videos per second. So give it a couple of hours, and then you go on there, and it's in HD. It's in actually 4K. So it's really clear. So you can go back and just, you don't have to watch the whole video. I mean, you can. That would help me, my viewer numbers. But you could just drag to where you want to, press pause, and just copy what you need to copy, because it'll be so much clearer. But I'll zoom in. I mean, when I zoom in, it gets clearer, right? When I zoom in, it gets a little clearer on your screen. So If you need me to zoom in, this is number 5 on your notes. If you need me to zoom in, let me know. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's okay. Sometimes you see things a certain way and then you go, oh, okay, I was looking at it wrong. Or, oh, okay, I get it now. No, I do it all the time. Don't call yourself names. That's not cool. All right. Any questions on 5? We're going to try another one. We'll try 2 more. We'll try one more X one, and then we'll try a Y one. Okay. All right. So today we'll finish talking about this. Tomorrow we're going to talk about those diagonal lines. Okay. And then we'll have the homework due tomorrow. Does that sound good? Tomorrow's Friday, right? All right. So we have a square, RSTU. Okay. And there's the vertices. They give us the points. But what I'm interested in first, always what I'm interested in first is that line of reflection. I want to know where the line is to reflect. And it tells me the line to reflect is x equals -1. So again, I'm going to go to x equals -1, and I'm going to stay there. So x equals -1 is here, and I'm going to stay there. This is x equals -1. And I'm just going to stay there. That means I can't go to -2, I can't go to 0, I can't go to 1. X is there, and it stays there. So just draw a line up and down. Remember, an x equals equation is a vertical line. So there's my line of reflection. So now I can draw my original figure. My original figure is a square, RSTU. So R is 0, 3, which is right there, 0, 3. S is 5, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's S. T is 6, -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1. There's T. And U is 1, -2. 1, -2. There's U. And then I connect those dots, and you will see a perfect square. Well, except for my crooked lines, but pretty much a perfect square. So now, let's do what we always do. We go over the green line, right? We're going to go across the green line. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to see how far those 4 points are. Then it actually, remember, just like moving furniture, right? This time, though, we're moving furniture and we're flipping it over across a line. Okay, but all you got to do is grab a corner. So R is 1 unit from the middle. So I go 1 unit this way. So my new R is right here, and I call that R prime. Remember, R prime is your new. Prime just means new. S is 1. Oops. Let's use orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 away on that line. So we go 6 in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's my new S. And we call that S prime. And remember, these orange lines that I'm drawing right here, these are just for me to show you that I'm counting. You do not have to put these. You could if you want to. And again, I would use different colors. I would use different colors if I were you, because then you can see the red one's my original figure. Blue one's my new figure. The orange is just me counting how far away from the line of reflection it is. And then the green is just that line of reflection. That's that middle. Okay, U is 2 units from the middle. So I'm going to go 2 units in the opposite direction. And that's U prime. And then lastly, T, if I look at T, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away from the line of reflection. So I'm going to go 7 in the opposite direction. 7. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I draw my new. And there you go. Connect those dots. Connect the dots. La, 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 la. Connect. There you go. And now you have a reflected image. Right? This is the pre-image. And this is the image, right? The old or original. And this is the new. And now let's look at our coordinates. So let's do our coordinates. R prime. Remember, we always start from the origin. We go backwards, 1, 2, and then go up, 1, 2, 3. So backwards 2, so -2, and then up 3. So 2, -2, 3. -2 on the x-axis and 3 up. S prime, I'm going to go, again, start from the origin. I'm going to go backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So backwards 7, up 4. So -7, +4 for S. -7, +4. T, let's see, T is way over here. So again, I start at the origin. I go backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 backwards, and then 1 down. So 8 backwards and 1 down. So -8, -1. 8 backwards and 1 down. And then U, the last one, is 1, 2, 3 backwards and 2 down. 3 backwards on the x-axis, 2 down on the y. So -3, -2. Okay, I'll give you a couple minutes to copy that. If you have any questions, now's a good time to ask me in the chat while you're copying. Okay, any questions? I don't see any questions, so that worries me a little bit. Remember, if you have questions, you need to ask. You need to ask. Okay, but if I was clear in my explanation and you understand it, that's great. That's great. But if you don't understand any piece of this, you need to tell me, guys. At some point, you can even send it to me at Schoology and say, Mr. I don't want to say in class, but I'm not getting this, or I don't understand this, or what do you mean by this? And if you can pinpoint where you're confused, if you can, because there's 3 parts to this, right? The first part is drawing that line. Second part is drawing the original figure. Third part is getting each point and figuring out how far it is from the middle so I can do flip it to the other side. All right, so that's what x equals. Really quick, we're not going to have time to do this, but if you look here at number 7, the line of reflection is y equals 2. The line of reflection is y equals 2. So that means I go to y equals 2, which is right here, and I stay there. So this is a horizontal line. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll do an example or 2 of that tomorrow, and then we'll talk about diagonals. We'll talk about reflecting over diagonals, which is a little bit more difficult. Okay? All right, so if there are no questions on that, we will continue this tomorrow. I'm going to put up a poll. Don't leave. Don't leave. Someone wants me to unmute, so I need to stop recording before I can unmute, and then I'm going to put up a poll. Okay, so this is the end of the video, but not the end of class, so don't leave class. So